At 6, an alert day remains in effect for the area after multiple inches of snow fell overnight. What we can expect moving forward. Also, slippery conditions were a nightmare for commuters this morning, what the State Patrol is saying about the roads. And AAA responds to multiple vehicles stuck in the snow. Some tips they're giving that can help all of us drive in these wintry conditions. You're watching News 3 now at 6. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Friday night. Eric and Charlotte have the night off. We begin with the weather. After several inches of snow fell across the area, it created miserable driving conditions this morning. So how are the roads looking right now? Our Tahalil Moadine is out on the Beltline with the latest on road conditions. Hi, Tahalil. How's it looking now?
Hi, Susan. I'll tell you what, this evening's commute looks a lot different than the chaos that we saw this morning. Here on the Beltline, things are moving as smoothly as can be expected at the end of the work week, and that's kind of the same story on the major roads and intersections across the city. Now, when it comes to those side streets, it's a different story. Brian Johnson with the Streets Division says while they're already working to clean those up, to do it right, it's a process that's going to take more than a day.
There's still other cleanup days that need to be done, from getting plowing snow where cars have been parked the evening before, a trash cart that was left in the street, or a corner that may not have been done correctly by our first pass through because it was dark and we couldn't quite see.
Now, to get the rest of the city to look as clean as the Beltline and the major roads that I just talked about, it's a process that takes over 12 hours, so it may not be until the early morning before you see your neighborhood clean. Now, later tonight, we'll take a look at one of those roads so you can see exactly what we're talking about, but for now, we'll take it back to you.
All right, Tahlil, thank you. Here's a look at the current road conditions according to the 511 map. Right now, it's showing all roads in the Madison area in good winter driving condition. Meanwhile, those around Columbus may want to drive a little more carefully tonight. Some road conditions there are being labeled as slippery. So let's get up to date on the latest forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has more on today's snowfall. Gary?
Yeah, Susan, the snow is over with, but we're going to see some fog, some drizzle, and perhaps some freezing drizzle because of the melting of the snow, adding some moisture to the air. So let's start out by taking a look at Doppler track. You can see just how quickly that snow wound down this afternoon, and it's pushed off to the east right now. Really nothing across our part of the state, maybe a couple of flurries out there, northern portions of Richland County. But we are seeing visibility start to drop. Notice Milwaukee's visibility, 1.5 miles, 2.5 miles in Viroqua, and the fog will become a little more widespread as we head through the overnight hours. Temperatures will be critical as far as slippery roads. Notice Madison right now 33, but it's 32 in Juneau, 33 in Watertown. So that eastern portion of Columbia County, temperatures are right around freezing. That's why the roads are probably a little more slippery there. But to the south right now, 36 in Janesville. That's warm enough to keep the roads just wet. Across Dane County, it's 34 in Verona, 33 in Deerfield, 33 in Waunakee, and 34 in Oregon. Look for mostly cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures holding nearly steady in the middle 30s, right around 33, 34 degrees, but there'll be some fog drizzle and freezing drizzle. Later on, I'll take a look at how much snow fell and do we have any more in the forecast.
All right, we'll check back in just a little bit, Gary. Thank you. Despite the wintry conditions, people were out and about on State Street today. Some were even out biking through the elements. The city of Madison says the snow must be cleared from public sidewalks by noon tomorrow. If there is ice on your sidewalk, you're asked to use sand to prevent the ice from being dangerous. Road conditions, as we said earlier, were much different this morning than they are tonight, with vehicles sliding around and getting stuck everywhere. This is video of 2 Madison Metro buses that got stuck on Odana Road. You can see both of them slid out just feet apart. Crews are still working throughout the evening in a coordinated effort to make sure that roads stay clear, and that includes the State Patrol, as Will Keneally joins us from DeForest to explain. Will?
So sometimes when you dial 911, it goes to county dispatch, but that's not always the agency that responds. Sometimes it's State Patrol that coordinates that response.
We had handled 61 motorist assists. A few of those were flat tires, that sort of thing, but the vast majority of them, well over 50 of them, were for vehicle runoffs into the ditch.
Those were many of the 83 responses that State Patrol helped with in a 15-county area in southwestern Wisconsin. When we spoke to Sergeant Craig Moreland at midday today, those 83 also included 24 property damage crashes and 4 personal injury crashes. Morehouse says that the response includes even cleaning up after the accident is removed.
We've had crashes where you have a lane or 2 blocks, so then that lane gets covered in snow because nobody's driving in it and plowing it. So, we'd coordinate with them to, have a plow come through and plow it open before we open that lane back up, that sort of stuff.
He says that this storm was not all that worse than normal. But that said,
it varies a lot depending on the amount of snow we get, how fast we get it. The temperature of it also, and it'll vary too, depending on day of the week and time of day and that sort of thing.
And it's expected to get better throughout the night.
We still do have cars crashing and running off and going into the ditch and all that, but hopefully it seems to be slowing down a little bit as the precipitation lessens.
So as we are looking at the interstates around Madison, the roads remain relatively clear so far right now. In DeForest, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
That is good news, Will. Thank you. If your car left your driveway at all today, chances are your commute was at least a little bit challenging. AAA has been getting calls all day long. Our Catherine Merck spoke to them about their responses this morning and shares their tips on driving in several inches of snow. Catherine?
Hello, Susan. Well, it's just about that time when people are going to start making their evening commutes home from work. And luckily, it seems like the roads are going to be better than they were this morning. Because if you were anything like me, it's really difficult to get to work. Luckily, AAA says even though they're getting a lot more calls in to come help people out, if you're in trouble this evening, they can help you.
We are going to be all hands on deck trying to assist people as soon as possible.
It's the days with this much snow that can be the busiest for AAA.
Typically, when we do have significant winter storms like this, the wait times are going to go up.
Crews have a strategic approach to helping people in these types of storms.
We're also going to be even more so than normal, really prioritizing people that are in a dangerous situation versus folks who maybe just their battery is dead, but they're able to go inside in a safe location and they're not in any immediate danger.
As the snow calms down and people start to make their way home from work, AAA has a few words of advice to stay safe out there.
Make sure you're slowing down and taking it easy. Speed is going to not be your friend today. Taking it slow is going to be good. The greatest danger is when you start applying the brake. That's when you're going to begin slipping and sliding. So the less that you need to apply the brake or need to slam on the brake and brake hard, the better.
And while these busy days can be hard on responders like AAA, there are some ways to make things easier for these workers.
We'd really ask that everyone be on the lookout, both for our crews, for other emergency responders, as well as even just motorists themselves that are finding themselves in trouble on the side of the road.
And like you said earlier, the roads are getting cleaner, so hopefully that makes things a little bit easier for AAA as the evening commute winds down. Reporting live in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
It has been quite a day, Catherine. Thank you. All Madison Metropolitan School District evening programming and activities that were scheduled for tonight have been canceled due to the weather. School officials say they talked with transportation officials, meteorologists, and neighboring school districts to make that decision. You can stay up to date on those cancellations and the winter weather at channel3000.com and on our First Warn Forecast weather app. We have hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. To find our weather app, just search WISC Weather in your phone's app store. Coming up, the other news of this day, authorities in Watertown are investigating after multiple people are killed in a house fire. Plus, while marijuana is still illegal in Wisconsin, there actually are legal products sold here that can get you high. We'll find out about the loophole being used to sell these products when we come back.
After a lifetime in the jewelry business, Pete Denny is retiring, and Denny's Jewelers retirement sale is in progress. Save up to 60% off store-wide. All must go. All bridal jewelry, all colored stone rings, all silver jewelry, all pearls, all diamond bracelets, and pendants. Absolutely every finished piece is up to 60% off. Pete Denny and family are saying thank you, Middleton, for 40 years of support. Join us for our retirement celebration. Pete Denny is retiring, and Denny's Jewelry retirement sale is in progress. Save up to 60% off. All must go. 1903 Cayuga Street, Middleton.
The original immersive Van Gogh exhibit is now open at Lighthouse Art Space Madison. Get lost in the sights and sounds of this completely spectacular, vivid, and breathtaking immersive art experience that ABC calls absolutely stunning. The New York Times raves that the original immersive Van Gogh exhibit is a must-see, lavish artistic festival. Tickets available now at VanGoghMadison.com.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Watertown authorities are investigating after 3 people died in a house fire overnight. It happened in the 100 block of Western Avenue. When first responders got there, they found the house engulfed in flames. Firefighters were told the residents were still inside, but despite the crew's best efforts, they were unable to save them. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly vehicle fire south of McFarland. This happened on Highway AB at US 51 in the town of Dunn. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. They were the only person in the vehicle. Well, in November, 82% of Dane County residents voted in favor of legal marijuana. That referendum didn't actually legalize anything, but as our Braden Ross found out, there are a few legal THC products that are already on the market. Braden?
Yeah, these new products contain hemp-derived THC, and they can cause a high. But some experts are warning buyers beware.
Pain relief, anxiety, cravings.
These are just a few of the things Knucklehead's general manager Seth Blackstone says his products can help with. They contain THC, the psychoactive molecule in marijuana that causes a high, and they're legal.
Everything that we sell falls under the law and the regulation.
The law specifies that cannabis products containing the Delta-9 THC compound are illegal. It says nothing about hemp-derived THC like Delta-8, Delta-10, and THCO. This opens a legal loophole for these new products.
A year ago, most of what we sold was just Delta-8, and now you've got all of these other derivatives that have been discovered and extracted and are now being sold.
Dr. Cecilia Hillard is the director of the Neuroscience Research Center at the Medical College of Wisconsin. Her research is focused on cannabis, and she has concerns.
People have to have their eyes open. It isn't innocuous. It isn't necessarily safe in all individuals. I will definitely say that it must stay out of the hands of adolescents.
In Wisconsin, you must be 21 to buy hemp-derived products. But Hillard warns that using them before your brain is fully developed, around 25, can cause harm. Plus, hemp-derived products aren't regulated by the FDA. You don't always know what you're getting.
It's really buyer beware. There's nobody really watching over any of this stuff. It's a relatively unregulated industry overall.
Blackstone says his products are all checked by third-party labs.
What they're being sold as is what the customer is getting.
As far as the future of legal marijuana in Wisconsin,
at this point, we'll kind of leave that up to the politicians.
In November, Governor Evers said he's planning to include marijuana legalization in his 2023-2025 budget, something the Wisconsin GOP has blocked in the past.
Braden, thank you. We'll continue to follow it. After the break, a 27-foot hot dog is on the loose in Wisconsin. Why it won't be here for long. And we'll head back out on the roads tonight for an update on conditions across the area. Plus, what does the weather have in store for us for the weekend? Gary has your complete forecast when we come back.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Binax Now gives you reliable results in 15 minutes and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
This holiday season at the Century House, give $50 or more to charity and get $200 off any stressless recliner with power, any stressless recliner and ottoman, or any stressless office chair. Or get $200 off each stressless sofa seat or $400 off all stressless Mayfair recliners and ottomans in all Paloma leather colors. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
and take time for kids.
Give a beautiful finish to your projects with Minwax Wood Finish from Menards. Minwax is a penetrating stain that enhances all types of wood and dries fast. Save big money and give your projects a beautiful new finish with Minwax. Keep your home sealed up and dry with help from Menards. Fill and seal gaps and cracks with Loctite Tight Foam. This sealant insulates effectively and expands to fill gaps up. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Save big during the Hy-Vee Meat and Seafood Sale. Get 10% off all meat, seafood, deli meat in the full-service case this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's right, get 10% off all meat and seafood in the full-service case. Steaks, chicken, salmon, shrimp, all cuts of meat, all fresh seafood. Plus, get 10% off all deli meat in the full-service case. Don't miss the Meat and Seafood Sale. 3 days only this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Hy-Vee.
Sometimes a cough isn't just a cough, so it's better to be prepared. Binax Now gives you reliable results in 15 minutes and detects multiple variants, including Omicron BA.5. Binax Now, the #1 COVID-19 self-test in the U.S.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's head back out on the road with our Tahlil Moeddin for another update on road conditions. Tahlil, you're on the west side of Madison now. Where are you and what are you seeing out there?
That's right. We are in a neighborhood off of Whitney Way, and as you can see, the roads here are a lot different than what we saw earlier in the main roadways. A lot more snow yet to pick up for the snowplows and city workers. Now, they have begun tackling these roads, and they started about 3 hours ago, but they say it's a really long process to get stuff like this cleaned up. It could be working well into the AM hours. Now, what that means for you is that you may wake up to a pile of snow blocking your driveway. The best thing you can do there, they say, is to shovel that as soon as possible before it gets too hard and makes your life a whole lot more difficult. Back to you, Susan.
Winter in Wisconsin. Tahlil, thank you. Let's head over to Gary now for what's in store for the rest of tonight and the weekend. Gary?
Well, first, let's start out by taking a look at how much snow fell. The heaviest snows were west of Madison. Mount Sterling in Crawford County, about 7.5 inches, 7 inches in Spring Green, 6 inches in Bosqueville and northern Grant County. Here on the west side of Madison, 5.5 inches at the station. The last report from the Dane County Regional Airport, 4.2 inches. But the farther east you go, the lesser the snow was. Beaver Dam, 3.5 inches. Sullivan in the eastern portions of Jefferson County, about 3 inches of snow. But the accumulating snow is all gone. There might be a couple of flurries left out there, but they're even really hard to show up on radar. A little patch here, a little patch there. It's mostly drizzle and perhaps some freezing drizzle where temperatures are below freezing. But the snow that we had this afternoon rapidly moved off to the east. Now we're just looking at cloudy skies. And because of the fact that temperatures are above freezing in most areas, that's continuing to melt some of the snow, adding moisture to the air. And guess what? That leads to fog. The fog also could be accompanied by by some drizzle or even some freezing drizzle in those spots where temperatures drop below freezing. That will mainly be north of Madison. And the next weather system starts out as a mix of rain and snow late Tuesday, is mainly rain Wednesday, and then changes to light snow on Thursday, and there could be some minor snow accumulations at that time. So I said temperatures are critical as to whether or not we have drizzle or freezing drizzle. Madison just above freezing at 33, but north of town temperatures are right around freezing, and they drop into the 20s in central Wisconsin, although there they didn't have much in the way of snowfall. Current visibilities still 10 miles in Madison, but we're starting to see patches of fog form. The more persistent fog has been in the Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha County areas. Milwaukee visibility right now 1.5 miles. But out in the Pacific Ocean, the next storm system starting to gain strength. That will move across the northern Pacific Ocean and then eventually to the northwestern part of the country. As that moves eastward, that will affect us toward the middle of next week. But in the short term, this weather system will head out. The next one behind it just spreading clouds in, but not much in the way of precipitation. So as we check out our forecast, planning your night across Dane County, low of 35 in Verona, 33 in Brooklyn, 35 in Cottage Grove. But in reality, temperatures are going to hold nearly steady in the middle 30s. There'll be some fog and drizzle. Places that drop below freezing, like or to freezing, in Camp Douglas, Wautoma, they could see some freezing drizzle. Farther to the south, temperatures staying in the middle 30s, 36 in Janesville, 35 for the low temperature in Monroe. For Saturday, look for mostly cloudy skies. We'll see some fog, some drizzle, perhaps a light rain or snow shower late in the afternoon into Saturday evening. Saturday's high temperature at 37 degrees. 7 to 10 day forecast. Some morning fog on Sunday with a high of 38. Monday, cloudy, dry, high of 39. And then Tuesday, we see a mixture of rain and snow late in the day. It'll be windy with a high of 38. Wednesday, just warm enough for mainly rain with a high of 40, and it'll be windy as well. But that will change over to snow Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday, we could see at least some minor snow accumulations with highs in the mid-30s and some light snow. That'll taper to flurries on Friday, and then temperatures drop into the upper 20s for next weekend and into the start of the following week, just before the Christmas holiday.
Gary, thank you. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is making its way through Wisconsin this week. The Wienermobile program is based in Madison, and the hot doggers say it's been a hit statewide. Ketchup Caitlin and Benny Buns are the Midwest crew. The hot doggers start right out of college, and Caitlin and Ben say the nomadic life of sleeping in hotels and driving for hours a day is just the adventure they were looking for.
One of my favorite memories on the hot dog highway so far was getting to be the getaway car for a couple at their wedding in Columbia, South Carolina. They were huge hot dog fans, and we knew how much they wanted the Wienermobile at their wedding, so we made the magic happen.
After a week in Wisconsin, the Wienermobile is headed to North Dakota.
Well, tough to follow that. Coming up in sports, Badger volleyball plays gritty, not pretty. Like Kelly Sheffield says, that's just the Wisconsin way. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. And they look clean, they feel clean. and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This holiday season, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the limited time Hog Heaven pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
The first winter storm of the season.
You see the precipitation area expanding pretty rapidly.
And the First Warn Weather Team helped you stay prepared for snowy conditions.
Those roads are going to be very treacherous.
Keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. First Warn Weather, only on News 3 Now.
Saturday night, Wisconsin volleyball will play in their 5th straight Elite Eight. They haven't lost since September 25th and are closing in on the program's first ever undefeated season at the Fieldhouse. If you ask Kelly Sheffield how they've done it this year, well, he'd say his team doesn't play a pretty style of volleyball. They're gutsy, gritty, and resilient, and Sheffield wouldn't want it any other way.
It's the Wisconsin way, the just getting in the mud and fighting and scrapping, and that's the personality that this team has become. To win 3 sets against us it's gonna take a really good effort. It's gonna take somebody that just is you know, as fearless as what this group has turned out to be.
The next game on the schedule is the most important one. It's Greg Gard's mantra, and it's worked. That tunnel vision has the Badgers off to a 7-2 start, including a 1-0 record in the Big Ten. Sunday, though, is a big one, and it's not just because it's their next game. It's Wisconsin and Iowa in Iowa City, a place where UW hasn't won since November 30th of 2018. The Badgers know Carver Hawkeye Arena is going to be loud, and it's one they can't wait to try and silence.
Oh, I love it. I mean, Iowa fans, I'm not really too fond of, so we'll see. But I'm excited.
Brad kind of taught me that last year, going into those away games and winning. There's no better feeling than that. And then we played there my freshman year, and it was cardboard cutout, so I haven't really played there ever in my career. So this should be a lot of fun.
And Keanu Benton will not be playing in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in a couple of weeks. The Janesville native announced he's going to skip the bowl game and turn his focus toward the NFL draft. Benton's final season was his best at Wisconsin, posting 35 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, and 4.5 sacks, all career highs for the Badgers senior nose tackle. Good thing volleyball is played indoors.
Yes, that's for sure. Best of luck to them. That's going to be a tough one with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they actually didn't have much snow down in Iowa City. I mean, it was more up this way. They had some freezing rain north of there. But for us now, we're dealing with some fog. Not much here in Madison yet. There's the live view of the Capitol. But as the snow starts to melt a little bit, we'll add moisture to the air, and that will lead into some fog and drizzle. Drizzle, of course, not being picked up on radar, but there might be a flurry or two out there as well. You can see the visibility's dropping to less than 2 miles in the Milwaukee area. Some patches of fog across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures right now above freezing for most areas. North of Dane County, right around freezing. There could be some freezing drizzle there. Here in Dane County, just barely above freezing in Madison and in Sun Prairie, but mid-30s to the south.
All right, thank you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope to see you back here tonight at 10.